Hey everyone, I'm Lucas and I'm a wellness assistant on the Thrival team, and I'm gonna talk about the basics of budgeting. So, knowledge of the basics of budgeting as a college student isn't something that's taught all that often, but is super important. I know I wish I knew more about finances and budgeting before I came to college. One of the first things you could do to get your finances in order is to perform a personal audit. This will help you analyze your past and present spending in order to identify spending habits. Identifying these habits will help you see where you might be spending too much money. This in turn will allow you to address these habits. The next step in this process is to come up with a plan to change and better your spending habits with your future in mind. Planning for the future can start with determining your financial goals. These goals should range from short term to long term. Short term goals are goals that can be achieved in 1 to 3 years. Medium term goals are goals that can be achieved in 3 to 5 years. And long term goals are goals that can be achieved in 5 to 10 years. A great way to go about these goals is making them into SMART goals. These are goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. For these sorts of goals, it's important to determine how much of your budget you want to put toward a certain goal and how often. Putting a designated completion date on your goal and having a friend check in on you will help keep you on track to achieve your goal. It definitely takes a lot of effort to keep up with these goals, so when you take steps to achieve your goals or actually achieve them, you should reward yourself. A huge aspect of all of this is saving money. As a college student, I can't help but feel like there are always things that I need to spend money on, like tuition and other necessities. All these present expenses make it hard to think about my expenses in the future, but it's so necessary to begin budgeting anyway. Two often used budgets are the 80-20 budget and the 50-30-20 budget. The 80-20 budget splits your income into two categories, 20% going toward your savings while 80% goes toward your expenses. This is a super simple budget, so if you're new to budgeting like me, this might be a great way to start. The other budgeting plan, the 50-30-20 budget, adds another category. The same 20% will go towards your savings, but the 80% from the other budget gets split up into 30% for wants and 50% for needs. This budget is another great option, but is one that requires you to determine your wants and needs. So with all of that in mind, hopefully all of this will help you on your financial wellness journey.